Hi, guys. Welcome back to Girl, Can We Talk? Because we really want to talk about this Basketball Wives Orlando episode 1. Welcome to Orlando. Oh, we definitely want to talk about it on tonight. But before we do me a favor, please. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, please. And also, don't forget to like this video because your likes actually help me in my algorithm. Also, hold on. Nigga, I'm recording. Bye. Now I'm gonna have to go and edit that out. Damn. I ain't editing nothing. Y'all gonna get what you get and don't pitch a fit. So anyway, go ahead and like the video, please. Subscribe, turn on your notification bells, and let's get this thing popping. Now, girl, can we talk? So, Adrian, when we came onto the scene, we got Miss Megan James from 2015 Basketball Wives, right? And she comes and she's telling us about how she moved from LA to Orlando because which is code for I got me an Airbnb because she really ain't moving from Orlando. I mean from LA just to move to Orlando. This is just for the show. So while we were recording, I live in Orlando. But she went ahead and said that she moved to Orlando because ever since the pandemic started, she needed to get a fresh start. So as she comes onto the scene, she meets up with Shawnee O'Neal because Shawnee invited her, basically, I'm pretty sure, to come be a part of this show and to be the main girl or the head biatch for this show. So, Megan, ain't nobody fooled, girl. Ain't nobody fooled. Anyway, Megan goes on to say that she's linked to multiple basketball players, a couple of agents, and even a referee or two.
Oh,
Yes, exactly. I'm like, well, she said she's not going to drop any names. The quieter you are, the more money you get. And I'm like, so apparently it has become popular to brag about your whorism. It's
mhm.
now popular to be a whore and brag about it. Okay, if that's what she like. But for her fresh start, she wants to meet like-minded women so that she can get her Zen Meg life going. Why is everybody trying to be Zen?
I have to pause it like-minded. Usually when you hear about being around like-minded people, it's more of in a biblical sense. Usually that's the way that I hear about it. But like-minded for her, you just basically saying you want to hang around some more hoes.
Some more hoes that's making money and not just on their backs. Okay.
Hmm.
So they some working hoes, and that's who she wants to be around. So okay. She gonna get her Zen life. So anyway, she meets Shawnee, and Meg tells her that she's ready to shed her bad girl's image. You think that's true?
Nah, uh. Megan
Okay.
is excited to be the HBIC.
She
Or
is.
this, what do you call it? This franchise of the Basketball Wives. She excited.
She is excited, but it looked like somebody might be coming for that number one spot. So Megan better watch her back. That's
Hmm.
all I got to say about that. I don't
Man,
know if Megan.
I thought her meeting up with Shawnee, I get Shawnee is over the show. She started the whole thing, but it was pointless. You go to meet with Shawnee to ask Shawnee to link you up with some girls, but then you end up saying you already followed these girls on Instagram, and Shawnee was like, yeah, link up with them instead. Girl, what was the point of this?
No point. I guess it was to for Shawnee to walk her onto the stage. I don't know because it was very pointless. I'm like, this could have saved me some time.
Mm-hmm.
It
They
could have
could have
saved me some time.
they could have showed 2 or 3 more minutes of the explosive stuff instead of having this.
That part, I would have enjoyed that
Mm-hmm.
because this was dry. This was so dry. Because basically, all Shawnee asked her was, basically what she's doing. And she let her know that she started a podcast, the Hollywood group chat. And she said that she gets 100,000 views weekly and plans to grow her viewership and her blog or no, and her bag, my bad, and her bag while in Orlando. And Shawnee tells her, because she's the new girl in town, to try to stay neutral because you don't know everybody and you don't know how they feel about each other, which
Mhm.
I felt like was sage advice. That was good. Stay neutral, because I'm going to point out somebody in this show that really maintained her neutrality. She was like, I ain't getting in that.
Yeah, there
My
was
name.
one person that was like, "I'm on neutral and that's it."
And that's it. And she's like, I ain't getting in it. Y'all ain't finna drag me up in this mess. And I could appreciate that about her.
Mhm.
I
Oh, and
appreciate
then Megan
everybody.
was also, wanting to let us know that she had ass shots and this, that, and other. But from the Megan I remember to this Megan, I can tell she's lost a lot of weight, but it looked like she got something done to her face.
Something is different. It looks a little off to
Yeah,
me.
it's a little Botoxy or something.
It's
It was giving,
something.
it was giving Skeletor. I was like, what is going on with her face?
That's so true. I was like, I don't know. To me, she used to be cute, but now it's like something. It hardened her. Whatever she did,
Yes,
it looked
because
like
I
it
always
hardened
thought
her.
she was pretty, but now I'm looking at her face like, girl, what is going on?
Okay, exactly, exactly. So anyway, basically, long story short, um, really the only thing Shawnee offered her was mind your business, stay neutral, stay drama free, don't let nobody else drama affect your peace. They could have did that over the phone.
Yeah.
Okay. They could have did it over the phone. Anyway, then you move on to Ashley Snell, who is the wife of Tony Snell. And girl, they both came walking up looking like a pair of snails. I'm like, neither one of y'all cute at
So,
all.
what's the last name?
Snell.
It's funny that that's the last name because don't he look as slow as a snail right here? Look at his
Gir
face. He just looks slow, slow.
Slow. I mean slow. I was like, something is off about this dude.
He also
So
kind of looks like Dwayne Wade's uglier brother.
I could see that. I could definitely see I could definitely see that. Because Dwayne Wade ain't no looker either, but he don't look like that. I'm like, And Ashley comes on to scene to let us know that she is an entrepreneur that made her first million at 28 years old. I would like to know how old Ashley is now. Because a lot of these girls that come on, they they be young, but they don't look young. You know what
True.
I'm saying?
Mhm. You
But
know I'm
then Morgan also later on lets us know that Ashley is the oldest one out of all of them. So I would really like to know how old.
she is 35.
She's 35. Okay. Hmm. I could have gone with that when her face was bigger when they shot the pilot show,
Mhm.
but I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying, over that year's time. I'm not sure. I know they said that they lost a child, so maybe she grieved and lost that weight or surgically. I don't know what happened, but yeah, showing a little harsh in the face. But
Mhm.
anyway, her latest passion project is her athleisure line, ASC, which stands for Ashley Chanel Collection. And I ain't gonna lie now, the little collection is pretty cute. I actually did
Well,
like a lot of that stuff.
when they were showing her in the boutique, I was looking around. I was like, okay, this is cute.
Yeah. I was like, this pretty fly. I like these clothes. Ashley. But she says she has a store in Winter Park, which I will be visiting. And she wants to make it clear that she was a baller before she bagged hers.
Okay. Now, what I do appreciate about her clothing line is because a lot of times when they get their little clothing lines, it be a little like you remember Angel Brinks
I
before
do.
she started doing the pieces for all the celebrities. Her little clothing line was a little cheap looking, so that's why I'm glad Ashley's. Like yours look a little more quality. So I
It
appreciate
does.
that.
It does. It looks really nice. I'm like, now these. She actually has some very nice pieces. I even like the little jumpsuit she had on when she went to meet Morgan,
Hmm.
because she knew that Morgan was probably gonna swing on her, so that's why she didn't dress up. But anyway, so she goes on to say that her and her husband have been married for 2 years. They have a beautiful house, which that house is gorgeous.
It
Oh
is.
my God, that house is beautiful. I was sitting there like, oh my goodness. And they have 2 sons. Now, are those sons twins?
I don't think I paid attention to the kids.
'Cause
I
they
think
look like they're about
I
the
was looking at
same.
the house.
The house, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The house is absolutely amazing. So I give props where it's due. And Megan goes on and she's in the park and she sends a video. She invites all the girls for her garden party brunch that she will be having. And then we move on to Morgan Bledsoe, who was the ex-wife of Eric Bledsoe. So um, Morgan introduces herself as a mother first, an entrepreneur second, and she's looking for a spot for her flagship beauty school and salon suite for More by Morgan. What did you think about that building she was in?
I don't remember what the outside of the building looked like, but I remember when I was looking at the ins, like I was doing something else and glancing at her because I was just like, this is the boring right now. But when I looked up, it looked like it had a lot of space in there. And I was like, if this is a lot of space, she can really get, a lot of girls in there in turn making money because how they pay for their little, I guess you would call it booth or whatever. I was like,
Mhm.
that could be a good look. That is an entrepreneurial move.
That is, and I actually thought that the colors and everything inside was really nice. It was very calming. It looked very, just very pretty and girly, and I was like, this is actually
Now, what did the outside look like? Because that's what I wasn't paying attention to. Did
that
it look
I
nice?
don't remember. Like you, I get distracted and I'm looking off, and I got tired of rewinding because I was trying to figure out what she was saying to this guy. I really didn't pay attention to the outside. Don't even let me lie to you. I could make something up, but it won't be true.
Like, I really like when the ladies on these shows really are entrepreneurs and they're doing things that are, quality, things that make sense. I don't like when they just be trying to throw something at people and seeing what sticks. I don't kind of like that. But like with Ashley and with Morgan and them showing what they were doing, I can appreciate that because, I don't want to plug us, but we have our own businesses. So things like that motivate me.
It does. It's very motivating. And what I'm hoping this year is that, of course you want the drama because that's why you watch it. But I do want to see more of them working their businesses. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see black women do more than sit around and drink, talk about who they sleeping with, fight over a man. I would like to see them actually working their businesses and see how they are growing and stuff. That's
Mhm.
what interests me. So, hopefully we'll get more of that. Anyway, she says she plans to become the queen pin of the beauty industry of Orlando, Florida. Her ex-husband is Eric Bledsoe, and they have 3 children together. So, Morgan and her mom and her children are all enjoying a little pool time, when they show Morgan. Her mom's name is, Carita. I actually like her mom. Her mom seems like she's a trip. She seems like she's really cool and down to earth, and it looks like they have a relationship where they can basically talk about anything, and I can appreciate that because if you don't have nobody else to stand in your corner, you need your day one, your real one, and that's your mom. And I really did enjoy watching their relationship, the little bit that, we got to see or whatever. So Morgan tells her mom that it's been eye-opening not having her around to help her with her children. And her mom states that she's willing to help her as much as she can, but she needs to do her nanny circuit with her other grandbabies also. So Morgan, you're gonna have to suck it up, Buttercup. You moved away. And I got to spread myself out with my other babies also. So I definitely get that being a grandmother myself. But Morgan brings up Ashley and asks her mom if she remembers Ashley from Milwaukee. And her mom states she does. And then she goes on to really, telling her mom that how they were really cool, but fell out because Ashley brought other women to sleep with her husband and other players. Say
Now,
what
see,
now?
I got a problem with that. Uh,
Girl. Mm.
uh, And I know we haven't thus far heard Ashley's side of the story, but for some reason I believe it.
I believe it. I most definitely believe it because Mulan said that she had a similar situation.
Mm-hmm.
And if,
Right.
nobody at the table is your friend, you're the problem. You
Mm-hmm.
are the issue. But we gonna get to that. But yeah, I definitely have a problem with that. I'm like, how much of a gutter snipe could you really be? And how do you have so much time to focus on rallying up the hoes to come sleep with these other married men? Where's your husband? What are you doing? With
Good question.
yeah. And how is he okay with that? I don't get it.
Unless they swingers or something, I'm not understanding. Is her husband partaking too? Like, what is going on?
Girl, I wouldn't swing with that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, baby, you can have him all to yourself. That's all yours. You good? Mm-mm. I don't think she really want him though. Quiet as kept. Mm-mm. Anyway, they show a flashback from a pilot show last year, I believe, where Ashley is saying that her friends didn't try to sleep with Eric, but
You know,
Eric
I
was
got her
reaching
right
out to
here.
them, trying to sleep with them. I don't believe that. Now I do believe that a dog is a dog, and that he probably did try to, reach out or whatever. But I do believe that she was the main person, running to him and all this stuff, which is just, I cannot.
Now
But
they did a few of these flashbacks back to the what looks like it had to have been the pilot, because we could see it's the same people, although they had a little more weight on them. But I was
mm-hmm.
like, it got me to thinking, y'all have this flashback footage. These girls were already recording. Megan wasn't there. Were they not good enough to hold this show on their own without Megan?
I don't think so.
Makes
I don't
sense.
think so. Oh, I think they needed a face that was already familiar
Hmm.
to kind of bring the people in. I don't know what it was, but apparently they weren't doing it on their own because you see no flashbacks of Megan.
Not at all.
Girl. So Morgan states that she knows she can coexist in the same room as Ashley, but she isn't sure Ashley can handle her presence with no problem.
Girl, Morgan was
Morgan,
lying. Because Morgan
thank
had issues
you.
as soon as she saw.
I was like, Morgan, stop it. Girl, Morgan is so angry. She literally shakes whenever she sees Ashley. She is so angry.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I can coexist with her. No, you can't.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Ashley has more she ignores you better. And
Mm-hmm.
you go make yourself known because you got tired of being ignored. But anyway, let's get to that. So we get to Megan's brunch. And Ashley walks in, but in the confessional, she states that this is the first time she'll be seeing a lot of the ladies since last summer. I mean, that this will be the first time she's seen a lot of the ladies since last summer, including Morgan. And she
So,
said that like she had a turd stuck in her teeth. I was like,
so that's got to
you,
be when they were filming that pilot then.
it has to be. It has to be. So this was the new confessional with her Ozempic look, where she's like really, really small.
Yeah, I
So
know. I'm
she's,
saying they had to have been shooting that pilot last summer.
oh,
That
yeah,
was
yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah.
that's the only way they could have that footage.
The only way they can have that footage. Exactly. I was like,
I,
okay.
I heard you call her the Ozempic look.
Oh,
Girl,
you
you
caught that?
shady.
I mean, a year's time, she dropped it fast, quick, and in a hurry, and the face and everywhere. And I'm like, mm, I don't know, but it's the Ozempic look for me. I'm like, child, please. So Morgan is already there switching the place settings around because they had Morgan and Ashley seating next to each other, and Ashley quickly picked that up and moved Neek next to her and threw Ashley somewhere else. I'm like, now that's too funny.
Hmm.
So as we see, Ashley invited her friend Parina as her backup or buffer. And I'm like, I guess she already knew that she didn't have any friends in the building. So in order to not feel awkward because she kind of knew she had to show up for at least some of these events, she invited Parina, which I really don't see the use for her outside of allowing Morgan to show her behind.
That's what I was like. You should have picked a better bodyguard, a better friend than Parina, because
Thank
Parina was getting
you.
dealt with.
I dealt with, and she was just sitting up there smiling. I'm like, what the hell you smiling for? Because your body gets swung on. I was like, Morgan is already in there drinking and shooting units across the room as soon as she sees Ashley. But she felt like Ashley was gonna be the one to have a problem and she could coexist. I'm saying, like, girl, your face already showing it.
Hmm.
So as soon as they walked in, you started shooting units. So Ashley and Perina, they cheers to positive energy and leaving the gutter rats in the gutter,
I.e. Morgan.
i.e. Morgan. I'm like, oh. So this shows that she already had clued Perina in on the beef between her and Morgan. So I'm sitting here
Exactly.
like, don't even try to act like you don't sit around and talk about this girl because you do. So Neek comes in and she's the girlfriend of Dwayne Bacon. And she comes sauntering in, and Morgan immediately calls her over to join her. And Neek is a big influencer with almost 4 million followers. At the time of shooting, she had 3.8 million. And I'm like, you go, girl, for a black girl.
Exactly. Like, kudos to you, ma'am. Kudos to you.
Kudos, kudos. And she came in, and baby body was bussing, but that
What's the
face looked
question?
like lurch. So
Oh my god.
oh my God. I was like, face card decline, body ding. Yes. So, anyway, she seems nice.
Mhm.
That's one of those we say, she fine though, but she fine. So Neek explains that she and Dwayne have dated for 2 years, that Dwayne has 2 kids with Mackenzie. And she and Mackenzie got into it last summer, but they have hopefully come to an understanding so that they can keep the peace. I don't trust Mackenzie as far as I can throw her.
I don't either.
So Mackenzie Hyatt is the girlfriend of Rashad Vaughn. And she walks in and immediately greets Ashley and Perina at the bar. Again, I
I
don't
don't
trust
trust.
Mackenzie. Because they say birds of a feather flock together.
They sure do. Boy,
And who does
don't
she
we know it.
gravitate to? Girl, don't we know? Our own personal summer experience, baby. But yeah, so she immediately gravitates straight over to Ashley and Perina at the bar. And Morgan states to Neek how she just caught a couple of looks from the bar. Morgan, again, you are too focused on Ashley.
Cause how you know you catching looks unless you looking?
That part. That part. I would have been ignoring that heifer so hard. Child,
Mm-hmm.
please. I would have seen her and not have seen her. And I would not have mentioned her. Anyway.
This is the big difference between us and them. Like, if I was ever crazy enough to be on a reality show, I ain't giving you that type of energy to make myself look bad. You
At
gonna have to do
all.
everything to me because I'll respond, but I ain't gonna start with you.
I'm not starting it because now you have too much space in my head. You have rented out space, or matter of fact, I gave you space. I gave you a whole condo, and that girl lives in Morgan's head. I'm
Rent
like, you
free.
are bitter because that marriage is over. So,
Mhm.
but if you notice, she keeps saying my man.
Yeah, like baby, you are in the present right now, and you're saying my man. What man are you speaking of?
That
Because that's
part.
so past tense.
Exactly. And this man has moved on and has a new girlfriend. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna need you to let that go, Morgan. I'm gonna need you to let that go because you're starting to look real crazy.
Yeah,
You look like the bitter baby mama.
yeah.
Anyway, Morgan comes in his ugly rainbow dress and gathers all the ladies to the table. And I just thought that dress is ugly. I did not like anything about it. Do you remember that dress?
Morgan or Megan?
Megan, I'm sorry, Megan. Morgan had on a pretty little light blue, powder blue. It was
So
Megan's dress.
Megan used to dress better than that. I
What
don't know,
happened?
because like I've seen her on Instagram dressed down, but I don't know what she had on the show.
I don't know what happened. That dress wasn't it. That dress was not it. And
Mm.
it bugged me so very much. So she gathers all the ladies to the table, and Morgan asks Megan what brings her to the O. And Megan states that after the pandemic, she just wanted to start over. And I always go back to saying lies because I believe that somebody contacted you from the show and invited you back. I just don't believe that that was a move she actually wanted to make from Orlando. I mean, from
I
LA
don't
to Orlando.
believe in either. Basically, what brought her there was a check for this show.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
because they couldn't do it on their own last summer with that pilot.
They could not. And they had to bring somebody else in and they had to go find them little young thing because all the rest of them heifers are too old and dingy from LA. So, Megan, you were it. You got it by process of elimination. You was the youngest one. Okay, come on, deal with these other heifers. So that's exactly what happened. So they all toast to new everything, period. And Morgan announces that she's on her fourth drink. And I just say, why, Morgan? Why? Because alcohol and anger just don't mix. You already irritated with this girl. You already came in with an attitude. And you already on your fourth drink. And these ladies are just getting started.
She on her fourth drink because she was bothered. She got
Big
bothered, so
time.
she had to start drinking and knocking them back.
But as we see, it did not go well for her. She made herself look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So Ashley does this fake laugh, when they're sitting at the table, unto which Morgan mimicked. And she had the word scowl on her face. And I'm like, these units that Morgan be throwing, baby, if you a punk, you be really scared. She would have somebody hemmed up with those looks alone. Morgan looked crazy and she looks evil. And I'm like, mm-mm. Mm-mm. So they all separate and go into their little different areas or whatever so that they can talk. And Ashley and Perina are at the bar. Morgan and Mackenzie take it to the couch to discuss the beef that's coming from, between her and Ashley. And then Morgan states, when your life is boring, drama just happens to come up. So I guess she's calling Ashley boring, which I cannot disagree with because every time I watch the scene with Ashley and anybody else outside of Morgan, she was boring. And I was
Well,
trying to figure out what's her purpose on the show outside of the fact that Morgan is pissed off with her.
I can't say that I disagree with that statement because I know of someone that lives a boring life, and to make themselves feel better, they just started a whole bunch of drama with me out of nowhere. So I mean, that could be kind of accurate.
Very accurate. Very accurate. I'm like,
So although Morgan a little lit right now, she might have a little truth in her.
mm, hmm I don't see no lie in that. That's okay. No lies were told. The lie detector determined that was not a lie. Okay. She told the truth. So Morgan is in a confessional stating how Ashley is older than everyone there. And I just want to know, why do the girls always try to age shame? I'm trying to figure out what's that about. Is that like a young girl thing or what?
I
Because
don't really understand it
I don't get it. She's
because
older than all of them.
at some point in time, you're gonna want to make it to that age because if you don't make it to that age, you're dead.
You're dead. And as you stated, Ashley was what, 30 something? She
She's
ain't
35.
old.
Mm-mm,
I'm like,
not at
girl,
all.
go sit down somewhere. That girl ain't old. So, excuse me. Megan and Neek, they group up and Megan asks her about the energy between Morgan and Ashley. Megan, why are you asking Neek about energy between Morgan and Ashley when both of those ladies are there?
Exactly.
Uh-uh. And so Neek states that they've had issues for a while, but she's friends with both of them and she tries to stay out of their business as much as possible.
I
And
love
Neek
that for her.
politely, girl, she politely moved the conversation right on saying, and on a more positive note, you look great.
Yes, I love that for Neek. Thank you, Neek. I love that for you.
Yes, I was so proud of her. I said, "You go, girl." I was so happy for her. I said, "That's right. Don't get caught up in that mess. Don't be a bone carrier." And Megan can ask both of them heifers because both of them are right there. I
Mhm.
love the way she stayed out of the middle of that and she took control of the conversation and she completely switched it because Megan said, "Not today, not me." Not Megan. Neek said, "Not today, not me." And I like you said, I love that for her. I can
You
definitely
know,
appreciate that.
maybe Jen from LA needs to learn a little thing or two from Neek.
That that because Nick didn't even come back and saying, Meg was asking me about, but she ain't say nothing. Nick was like, I'm gonna stay over here in my lane with my 4 million followers. Y'all ain't finna make me look bad and lose followers. I don't blame you, girl. She like, I'm gonna get this bag and I'm gonna keep that bag.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's a
Oh,
good
speaking of
businesswoman.
bags, remember in the confessional that you were talking about, where Morgan was talking about Ashely? She also said that Ashely is as fake as her bags. I say, oh,
Oh, oh, I didn't hear
she said Ashely is as fake as her bags. I said, oh, well, okay.
that. Well, I ain't mad at Ashley. If I had the money, I can't see spending all that money. I mean,
That's too much. Because some of they bags be like 40,000, 50,000. Nah,
girl, yeah, that's a car. No, ma'am. Thank you. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If anything, I'm gonna be like Shawnee O'Neal, and I'm gonna be putting me some aside in a little stash for when you're behind act up, because most athletes do. I
mm-hmm.
got me something to build my own empire over here. You keep right on doing what you're doing. I'm gonna wear the fake bags and have a big bank account. You go right ahead. But Neek was smart, and I noticed what she did was she just went ahead and she gave Meg her own tea, and she told Meg about Mackenzie, being Dwayne's baby mama, and she states that they aren't cool, but they're cordial. And so I like the way that she ain't even playing this game like Evelyn played, talking about her and Carl's baby mama were cool. She like, no, we ain't cool, we cordial.
Yeah.
So,
I like that. She knew that Megan was looking for tea. Okay, I'm gonna
yep,
give you my own
I'm gonna
tea.
give you my
I
own
ain't
tea.
gonna give you nobody else's.
There you go. There you go. And so I'm like, so I like Neek. So far, I like Neek. I'm like, okay, okay. I was looking for somebody to like this season. So far, she's it.
Yeah, I like her.
So meanwhile, Morgan, we turn around. She all up in Parina's face, asking, "Why is she looking at you? Why is she looking at you crazy?" And Parina just staring. "Why are you looking at me crazy?" And Parina just staring at her and smiling. And I'm
I
sitting here like, "Parina, are you
was
slow?"
like, Karina, what are you, Miss America? You just standing there
Okay.
smiling.
She had that Vaseline on her teeth, baby, and she kept that smile the whole time. I'm sitting here like, girl, you crazy? She is this close up in your face. You ain't trying to back. You just standing there staring at her, grinning like a crazy woman. And I was just so confused by that. But I felt like Morgan couldn't go any further because she didn't give her anything to go by outside of that stupid grin on her face.
That's
You know?
exactly what it was. I think Morgan is the type of person to get in your face, hoping that you will throw the first lick, so then she could be like, "Well, you hit me first," and she couldn't get nothing for Karina.
She could not. Bernie was like, not today. Not today. Not with my split all the way up my thigh. You will not. I was like, okay. So Ashley is telling Morgan that Farina is her guest. Can you please? Can you please? And so Ashley states, "We are all grown women. Aren't you you're supposed to be a business owner. You're a mom. There's no reason to be acting like this." And I'm sitting here like, I'm pretty sure this woman knew who she was before she started this mess.
You know?
I'm like, well, okay, let's roll on and see where this goes. And Morgan rolls her whole face and states, "You're trying so hard." I'm like, oh. And then she turns back to Parina to confront her. And then she rolls her neck and gets face to face with her. I thought she was about to kiss her for a minute. And I was like, hello? This is too close. I'm so sorry. But if I were Parina, she would have gotten the reaction she wanted because I would have definitely mushed her in her face because there is no way you would be so close that you could spit on me when you talk. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Parina better than me.
I would like to say that I don't condone violence, but as much as I can say that, if you that close in my face in a situation like that, I'm sorry, you getting these hands put on you.
Period. Period. Because I don't know what you're going to do. I can't read you like that. I don't know you like that.
Mm.
So it's that fight or flight. I'm fighting.
Yeah.
I'm fighting. I'm finna get you. I'm finna back you up off of me because anytime you step inside a personal bubble, you get what you get.
Mhm.
Period. And she was like way too close. And I'm like, child. But anyway, here's Parina with that big old smile. And she lies and says, "I don't even know you. Who are you?" Girl,
Girl,
you know
you
all
know who
about it
she
because Ashley done read the whole thing down for you to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
They so full of crap. So Ashley goes on to tell Morgan, "No one's worried about you, girl." Morgan opens up that hand, and I wish I was. Oh, there you go, you got it. She opens up that hand and shuts them fingers in her face, and she says, she tells her, "Girl, shut it." While not even looking back, she didn't even bother to look back at her. She had a whole back turn and told her to shut it. And then Morgan, she comes on and she's like, and tell her, what Morgan comes on and she tells her, she's worried about a lot. Be quiet. And so Ashley goes, "Don't put your hand in my face." And Morgan runs up and does it again, stating, "A lot." So I guess Ashley and Karina are still worried about a lot. And Ashley immediately pushes her hand back. And now here they go arm wrestling. And I'm like, child, y'all arm wrestling in the restaurant. And Ashley told my son, "Don't grab me like that." And I'm like, child, these heifers. I'm not with that
Look,
cattiness and the back and forth.
so classless, just so embarrassing.
So embarrassing. And all the other women in there, they just kind of at their table looking like, what the?
Girl, it was Megan's facial expressions for me. Megan was like, "These girls is crazier than I
Yes. And they are. I'm like, child. So Ashley gets in her confessional and she states that it's Morgan and her temper is so draining. She's talking about some, "I get you miss me and wanted to say hi, but you don't have to put your hands in my face." I'm sitting here like, girl, that's all you had.
Girl, I was
That's
just like, Ashley, you think a little too highly of yourself, man.
way too high. I'm like, she want to put hands in your face, all right. And it wasn't to say hi. I'm like, you know what you did, Heifer. You know what you did. And so Ashley goes on to state, "Girl, your whole life is a joke." And Morgan goes back, she tells her that her life is real and Ashley's is a facade. And I'm like, really? This what we doing in the
Yeah,
middle of this restaurant? Is
that's
this what
what
we're
they
doing?
do. Mhm.
Whole time Parina's still smiling. And she seems to be getting the biggest joy out of this embarrassing scene. And I'm like,
Mhm.
what are we doing? Ladies, come on. And then Meg, like you said, she goes on to say, these ladies will not be helping her in her goal to turn over a new leaf. She's talking about they're crazy and worse than me. And they are. They are. I'm saying like y'all need to cut it out.
Mhm.
So Karina goes on to say, "What the F was that?" And Ashley says, "That's Morgan, the divorcee." You helped her with that, Heffa.
Yeah, I did not like that comment talking about that girl's a divorcee when you played a part in it. Like,
A big part.
keep
A
it
big.
mute.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sitting here like every dog has his day, though.
Mm-hmm.
Every dog has his day. So Neat meets Mulan at the basketball courts. And all I want to know is what is going on with this diaper booty that Lamont has.
It looked like she had a whole bunch of shit in a pamper.
It was so awful.
I
I'm
was just
like,
like, this what I don't know if it's the shots, the BBL, something ain't the math ain't mathing and it needs to go.
it fell. I mean, it completely fell downward. And I'm just like, this is the worst droop. And she just need to do what K Michelle did and go have it removed because that ain't cute at all. It,
Mhm.
like you said, it looked like a crappy pamper and it was not cute. So anyway, we have Milan Hernandez, who's the ex-girlfriend of Bolo. Is that his name? Bolo?
I think so.
Bolo, or something like that, who's supposed to be the tallest athlete. And she introduces herself as a college athlete, a basketball influencer, and all around bad bitch. And I'm like, okay, if that's all
Not
y'all
with
need,
that booty.
thank you. Thank you. And she describes herself as a hustler. So Neat goes on to inform her of Ashley and Morgan's beef at the brunch, and she wants to know where Mulan was. And Mulan was talking about, she was busy, she had something else, blah, 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 blah. But long story short, Mulan isn't surprised because she's like, they always beefing, which is so sad. It's just like, y'all gonna carry this around everywhere y'all go. Can y'all please just go ahead and settle it? which I was hoping that they would do at that table when they met that night, but nah, the mess still goes on. So it looks like it's going to be a whole season of Ashley and Morgan. And I'm
Mm.
just trying to figure out, do you really think Ashley is going to be there too much longer after this? Do you think she's going to last a whole nother season after this if this continues to go? Because I
You
don't
know
think she's
how
built for it.
she's not, because you know how in every other season maybe somebody has to go because they're not built for it or they don't even last the whole season. I think if
Hmm.
somebody is going to not last out of all of these women that we met, it's going to be Ashley.
It's going to be Ashley. It's going to be Ashley. So after, um, Neek and, Mulan talk about it, Morgan comes walking up with her big, ugly white glasses on. And
Mhm.
I don't know what is good. How she just came walking onto that basketball court. I was just like, okay, what kind of drama is this today? I believe something is really wrong with Morgan mentally. Something is a little off, or she is just extra dramatic. And I'm just like,
I think that this whole situation has hurt her so bad that she has allowed another entity to come into her, and she
mm,
does not know how to act.
mm,
Because I'll say there's something mentally wrong. There's some crazy there, but it ain't the same type of crazy as Vanessa from LA.
no, no, it's
It's a
not.
different crazy.
It is a different crazy. And I'm just like, man. So she walks up and she also states that she doesn't have a problem with Mackenzie, but as long as she and Ashley are besties. Oh, so, they talked about some other stuff, but Morgan goes on to bring it back to Mackenzie and say that she doesn't have a problem with her, but as long as her and Ashley are besties, she doesn't know how it's going to work. And
That to me right
I
there
could,
says you got a problem then.
you have a problem with her. And I just, like I said, I'm one of those, of the belief that if I really felt that strongly about somebody and you and this other person were besties, nah, we couldn't hang. We
Mm-hmm.
couldn't because one, I wouldn't want to put you in the middle of that situation. But two, I wouldn't trust it that if you're her bestie and we just kind of cool, y'all ain't over the dogging me out.
Mm-hmm.
I know that girl talking about me to you.
Exactly.
So I'm like, we ain't gonna do this. We're not gonna play the fake game.
And I'm just like,
So
if you can already catch on that that girl's over there talking to this girl about you, you know that this girl's talking back about you too. I mean,
absolutely.
I highly doubt Mackenzie is a neat.
At all. At all. And speaking of Neek, when Morgan brought all this up, what did we do? Again, we saw Neek just cross her arms and just kind of do her head like,
Mm-hmm.
and she kept it mute. Again, Neek ain't getting to this ish. She's just like, this ain't not my monkey, not my circus.
Nope.
She said nothing.
And
And
that's
I
why
just,
I like her. I love this for her. Finally, we get somebody that's like, I ain't partaking.
I'm not. I ain't getting in on it. But what scares me about that is that if we're seeing it, the producers are seeing it. And
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna start trying to give her stuff to make her a bone carrier. That's what bothers me. I hope she'll keep her guard and keep her standard and be like, I'm not doing that.
Plus, I
Mm-mm.
think that Neek probably gonna have her hands full with Mackenzie anyway. So Neek, you stay out of everybody else's business because I don't trust Mackenzie. So I think Mackenzie gonna be coming for you anyway.
Girl, what? What? I know she is. You moved 3 houses down? Baby.
Girl, I was like, that three houses. Now I said, that's too
She,
close, easy access.
very, very. Ain't nobody playing with you, Effa. I see you. So Morgan goes ahead and she invites the girls to a golf event. Neat sounding like me. Why y'all want to do everything outside? It's hot out here. And it is. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to decline because the way this heat set up and the way my body set up, I don't like to sweat. And so I was with Neat every time she complained about it being hot and then want to do something outside. She was not happy about it. And I uphold her in that 1000%. Yes,
I
ma'am.
do too. You know, we both from the south. We know what that heat feel like.
Girl, bacon. I'm sitting here like, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to roast. I'm not trying to go outside and feel like no rotisserie chicken. Thank you. So Ashley and her husband meet up for date night. And when I tell you this scene was so awkward, it was just awkward for me. I'm sitting here like, why? Why? Anyway, she goes on, and this was like to me a scene that could have been cut, but all she's doing is telling on Morgan to Tony, and I'm just like, wah wah wah.
And to be honest, we don't need no more scenes with him. I don't never need to see his face again.
Ever, ever, and he's sitting there trying to look interested, and I'm just like, this dude, like he 2 seconds from sleep. Can y'all please just give him his recliner and let him go and take that nap because he is struggling. It's like you see no chemistry between the two of them. And they both just seem awkward, like they're not really used to being together. And it's felt like a
I,
forced scene.
yes, and you're right. It seems like there is no chemistry there. And I might be reaching, but that's what makes me believe the whole getting women for Morgan's husband any even more, because I'm like, you was probably giving women to your husband too, because I don't think he really that interested in you,
I
man.
don't think so. I don't think so. And I don't think she's that interested in him. I'm just like, why? So anyway, child, Mackenzie walks her butt up, walks her butt 3 doors down to Neek's house to drop off her son. And I'm just sitting here like, I know you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. And she's talking about she moved that close to her baby daddy so they could work on their co-parenting relationship. Just
That was the
Neek.
statement that got me, because she didn't say my baby daddy and I decided that we should be closer to work on this. She made it seem as though it was her decision to move 3 doors down. That right there to me is a problem, because why was this truly your decision?
Because she's trying to get back with him.
Thank you.
She ain't studying no co-parenting. She
Mm-mm.
wants to get back to him, and I want to make it very convenient for you so that you can tip right on down here whenever you feel like it. I'm sitting here like, girl, I don't trust you far as I can throw you behind, moving 3 doors down. And we would have moved again that next day.
You know?
You want it to be over here so bad, you can have it. We going somewhere else. If I was Nick, I'm sorry, I wouldn't stand for that. Nah, we gone. Mm-mm. I don't trust her. And so she gets over to Nick's house. She drops off her son, and Nick is kind of like, "Okay, bye." And she's like, "Can I talk to you outside?" The look Nick gave her, like, "What the fuck we got to talk about?" But she obliges her, and she goes on outside, and she talks to her, and I'm just like, "Nick, you better than me. You are better than me." But she goes on trying to pretend like, because Nick was letting her know that she didn't appreciate, last summer how she was coming for her, that she had never done anything to her. And then she goes on to say, well, her and Dwayne were still together when they got together, and she can understand if he lied to her because that's what guys do, and blah, 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 blah. But I'm sitting here like, again, we have another bitter baby mama, and
That
that cannot let go.
Yes, that statement told us all we need to know. She's basically saying, I'm hurt because I was with him and you took him. Okay, so you moved $3 down to get him back.
To get them
That's
back.
what I'm saying.
That's exactly what she's saying. That's exactly what she's saying. And I'm just like, these some trifling people out here. These women are cunning and trifling. And I would just be on here to, if I was on the show, to get my check. I ain't trying to become friends. I ain't trying to be friends. I will be cordial and that's it. But as far as me giving you any of my tea, you gets none.
Mm,
Whatever you get, you're gonna get from somebody else. And I'm gonna know who it came from because I don't talk to too many people.
that part.
Mm-mm. Child, but anyway, we move on and we see Morgan on the golf course. And I don't shoot, Morgan, don't try to act like you've been playing golf for a while because honey, you was out there looking like you was struggling. And I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
all y'all need lessons, not just the girls, you included. And then Mackenzie walks up, and after her and Mackenzie greet, we meet Messy Lindsay.
Girl, we are on the same page, because on my notes, I wrote her name down as Missy Lindsay.
Messy Lindsay Cherry Marble, who is the wife of Devin Marble. And she comes up and she wants to surprise the girls with her baby bump. And I'm sitting here like, okay. And that's exactly how they kind of look like, oh, but basically it's like, okay. And what we supposed to do with that? So I think she wanted to let them know, hey, I'm not fat, I'm pregnant, and I'm gonna start some mess. So y'all can't hit me or swing on me because I'm pregnant. So that was just her little introduction of I'm getting ready to get the mess started, but I'm pregnant. So I'm sitting here like, child, you gonna have to drop that baby and you
Yeah.
will get these paws. So keep it up. So she comes to surprise the girls with her baby bump, and immediately, as Mackenzie is getting ready to swing and miss the ball, because that's exactly what she did, it starts to rain. And they all run inside. And who do we see inside chilling because it's too hot to be outside? But Neek and Diaper Booty Milan sitting at the bar chilling. And I'm like, okay, I would have been in there too. I can't even lie. I would have been right in there with them. They were like, y'all help us ain't come outside. And I would have been just like, it's too hot out there. I came to
You
support
know,
you. Let me in here.
I need to reach out to Mulan. Maybe I can be like her social media manager because girl, you need to get a influencer deal with what you call it, Depends, them adult pull-ups.
Oh,
Baby, you wear it well.
actually, when I be seeing these little women with their little Depends on, you can't tell they got one on. So I don't think she'd be a very good fit for Depends because don't nobody want to know that. Want nobody to know they walking around no diaper.
Well, maybe it's because she wearing all these tight clothes.
Oh, girl. I was like, and because Neek did ask her something, you supposed to be out here playing basketball. What you got that on for? She told me something she had to do some influencer shots or whatever. So I guess I'm the one doing your shots. I'm saying like, and that's what you got on. So in her mind, she fine. That's fine to her.
Girl. Well,
I'm
the
like,
sad part is it's fine to a lot of dudes.
say that again,
It's fine to a lot of these dudes.
child. Okay, you say so. So Meg and Big Nikki Nicole walk in, aka Jolly Green Giant, aka Amazon Girl. They come walking in together to join the ladies at the table. And that's a big girl.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Nikki from Black Ink Chicago. She used to be with Four. That's Four's baby mama.
Okay, gotcha.
And yeah. And I remember on that show, Nikki would fight in a New York minute. You hear me? Nikki liked to fight. So I would like to see if she has grown since she left. Because when she left this, she left moving to, I think it was Atlanta or I think it was Houston. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was Houston. She went to move
Yeah,
to Houston.
I was watching something on Megan's Instagram where she was saying the connection to everybody. And Nikki and one of the other girls on here met in Houston. They were in Houston for a little while. So, but
Hmm.
she didn't really wasn't on here too much this episode, so I can't remember what girl she is connected to.
Okay. So yeah, it was Houston that she moved to. So I want to see how she's gonna cut up this season, if she's gonna cut up. So anyway, Lindsay's ass immediately starts the BS saying, this is a big group of people, and I feel like there are smaller, basically, she was saying there's smaller cliques behind, everyone, everybody's talking about everybody. So we need to just put it all out there. Well, Megan gets ready. She's like, okay, I'll play along. She gets ready to confront Mackenzie. And Lindsay immediately cuts her off and says, Megan, she felt like she had something that she needed to say to Morgan. The look on Megan's face,
Lindsay
girl,
is messy, messy, messy,
she
messy boots.
is messy. I was like, no, she didn't. But Morgan's face was chopped and screwed. I
Mhm.
looked at Morgan and she was like, what the? Me? I was like, okay. So Megan looked like witch. And in her confessional, she was making all these faces. She had her lips turned up to her nose. I was like, oh boy. And then she goes on to state, I don't know you. And you were not invited to the brunch. Who are you? And how do you know my business?
Mhm.
And I'm just like, I agree with, what Megan said. She's like, Lindsay is just a messy pregnant lady. And she is. She
She
is a messy pregnant lady. You come on to the scene for the first time with all these women, and this what you do.
she's strategic. She know can't nobody hit her right now.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I said she wanted to introduce, I'm pregnant because I'm finna start. She knew it. She knew exactly what she was doing. So Megan goes on to say, well, since Lindsay brought it up, I used to talk to Eric and we went on 2 group dates. And, she was telling Morgan that she had planned to tell her, but she didn't feel like the group setting was the place to do it, which it
It was
wasn't.
not.
I was like, golly.
That's why I'm
And
like, what kind of friend is Lindsay in the first place?
that part, that part. And she goes on to tell Morgan that she never effed him. And I think what she said, she never sucked him or whatever. And she was like, and if you feel away, I'm sorry. But she didn't know about her. Now, to that, I'm like, girl, that's just a plain little, simple little Google. You
Mm-hmm.
could have Googled that man and knew that he was married.
Exactly.
You did not want to know, or you knew and didn't care. That's just all. Because, like I said, she already told us who she was in the beginning, that she
Mm.
was attached to all these men, referee, and some agents. And so she really don't care. And she said that as long as you keep your mouth shut, the more money you get. So long as the money coming, I don't care who you are or who you with.
I
So
the
Megan
heifer
not falling for that.
Yeah, I think in the heifer playbook, the go-to line is, "Well, I didn't know about you."
Mm-hmm.
That's just the go-to line.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, and all these people, you can Google them. So bull crap. I call BS on that. Meanwhile, Lindsay, Stank A, and Mackenzie, they grinning the whole time. Did you
Mm.
see that?
Messy.
They were so messy. They were eating it up and just sitting there grinning the whole time. And Morgan states that she learned about everything during her divorce. And I like the way she slapped them in their face with, I didn't know if y'all had ever been sexual or not, but it's irrelevant.
Hmm.
And she said, but I like to welcome you to Orlando and I welcome you with open arms. I was like, boom, witches.
That was so big of her. I was like, okay, Morgan, one redeeming quality, but you got a long way to go,
You
girl.
got a long ways to go. But I thought that was so good. I said, them heifers thought they was about to drop a bomb on Morgan, and Morgan picked that grenade up and she tossed it right back at their arses. I said, that's what you get.
But I have a feeling that Morgan has put that in her mental Rolodex.
Oh,
She gonna be
yes.
watching out for Lindsay.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
for Lindsay to do that at Morgan's event,
Mm-hmm.
Morgan
Mm-hmm.
changed. Like, you not the friend I thought you was.
That part. That part. I feel like, yeah, she's watching. She's like, check Mackenzie, check Ashely, check Lindsay. Because my thing is this, I'm like, Megan, how you know her business? Who told you, Ashely?
Had
Or
to.
was it Mackenzie?
One of them.
Hmm. Anyway, Megan goes on to state that that wasn't the appropriate time or place, but Lindsay didn't expect her to be honest. And she was like, now, did you, Lindsay? And I was like, she
And
didn't.
Lindsay didn't.
She didn't. She thought she was going to be able to bust you out. She really did. She thought she was looking for a moment, and both you and Morgan, or Megan and Morgan, snatched that moment away from her. And then she was sitting there looking cheap because after that, she went to rub on her neck. That smile faded, and she went to rub on her neck. And I'm like, mm-hmm,
He had nothing else to say.
nothing. And I was like, boop, gotcha. So Megan asked, what's the status of her and Ashely? And Morgan was sitting there putting her lip gloss on. And Morgan said, F Ashley. That's the status.
Ah, I was like, it don't get no realer than that, do it.
Don't get no realer than that. And Milan sitting there talking about womp, womp, womp. And Megan, she chimed, I mean, not Megan, Morgan chimed right in. Womp, womp, womp. They started laughing. I'm like, they are so crazy. But that was good. She's like, F her, that's the status. But then she went on and she told what Ashley had did to her. And Mulan said that she was there, you know what I'm saying, when it happened. And I'm sitting here like, Ashley, come on now. Come on. And
Mm.
so they do a flashback to when Ashley was trying to come for her, about her husband sleeping with other men. And I'm just like, you the one who helped him. And you really want to come for this girl? I was like, I cannot. I want to strangle her every time I see her now because I just feel like she is such a nasty, messy, low down, dirty hussy.
So
Yes.
I have a thought. I'm hesitant to say it because I know the people gonna come for me in the comments. You know what? I don't really care. Um, Ashley doesn't look like one of us, if you know where I'm going, and so I
Mhm.
don't think she respects those of us, and so that marriage didn't mean anything to her. You get where I'm going with this?
I
That makes
get where you're going.
to her because she don't respect us.
Hmm.
So if she don't respect us, she'll easily do some stuff like that.
Exactly. And what was the situation? I'm trying to figure out. What was it? I think it was the Erica Mena situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was the Erica Mena situation where it's like they'll sleep with our men. They love that black D, but don't care nothing about black women.
Yep.
That's true.
And I
That's
think
the
that
truth.
plays a lot into all of this. You could just tell by the way she carried herself with the girls.
Absolutely.
You see, she didn't bring a black woman with her. She brought Parina. She would have did
Perina.
better off bringing a black woman though, because a lot of that might not have gone down. But you brought
Girl,
Parina.
girl. I cannot see if she would have brought a real one. She would have brought a black woman and Morgan. I don't think Morgan would have even got all up in that girl face like that. She probably would have went on ahead and got on up in Ashley's face.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But Mulan was talking about how she had already drawn a perception of who Morgan was based on what Ashley had told her about her. And so I'm sitting here like, if she did that with her, you know she's doing it with Mackenzie. She did it with Mackenzie. And you know she did it with Perina because, like I said, when they first came in there, you heard that little stupid toast about the gutter rats, whatever she called them. So I'm sitting here like, yeah, this hoe is messy. She is messy. But Mulan said she quickly found out who Ashley was because she went through a similar predicament with Ashley. And I was like, so everybody was like, y'all better watch out. Better watch out. So I don't understand why Mackenzie, but Mackenzie's the same way because, like I said, she done moved 3 doors down trying to get her man back. So she probably what she probably gonna do is have Ashley set Dwayne up with some other women to try to break her and Neek up.
And Mackenzie also don't look like us.
Ah, there you go. There you go. So Mackenzie asked if she's the only person at the table that's friends with Ashley. And they all clearly said no one else claims her, which speaks to why she brought and dragged Karina to that brunch
Mm.
because nobody else fools with her. So she kind of knew she needed to have somebody to talk to while at that thing because she was going to be just meeting Megan for the first time. Although Mackenzie was there, I don't know if Mackenzie has a habit of being late and Ashley has a habit of being early, but you see, she brought somebody with her because she was early.
And then
So I'm like,
Mackenzie, you basically asking a rhetorical question. You knew what the answer to that
man,
question was.
she already knew. She already knew. So Mackenzie offered to go to the bathroom because she was uncomfortable with them talking about Ashley. And Morgan states, don't go to the bathroom because you're not uncomfortable when she's discussing me. And she tries to deny it and blah 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 blah. And they go on and on and on. And so she's talking about some well, she's just gonna drink her water, you know. And when Morgan told her, well, drink your water and enjoy it. And so Meg calls out Mackenzie for knowing about her and Eric and how Ashley talks to Eric a lot. Mm.
So
And,
that statement was loaded. So
mhm,
Meg, I mean not Meg, Mackenzie knew about Meg and Eric. So
mm,
where did Lindsay get it from?
mhm.
And then Mackenzie also knows that um what was the other part of the statement about about Ashley and Eric talking all of the time?
True.
Why do
True.
Ashley and Eric need to talk all the time? Is she setting them up with more women?
That part. That part. I just I want to know what's her fascination with Eric because she seems obsessed with him,
Mm-hmm.
and she
That might be her little sneaky link too.
absolutely, I believe so, absolutely. because she just, I don't know, she has this disdain for Morgan when, like Morgan said, they were really close. And
Hmm.
Morgan was the one who, took her in and, you know, when nobody else was fooling with her.
Yep.
So I'm like, why? Why you come for this woman husband like that? I don't understand it. Unless you got something personal involved in it too. So yeah.
Hmm.
But Megan, like I said, she goes on to talk about how that Ashley and Mackenzie talk a lot. And she believed that Ashley told Mackenzie that they used to talk because, when Ashley came up asking her at the brunch about Eric. And she's like, I was like, baby, this ish getting juicy because now it's all starting to come out.
Yep. Mackenzie, your hands is not clean.
At all, honey, because Megan just put you out there. And she put you right on out there. And so I guess because at first I was sitting here, I kept trying to wonder, well, what was she gonna say to Mackenzie before she got so rudely cut off by Lindsay stank behind? But that's what I believe it was. She was getting ready to come back about how she was all up in her business with Eric,
Yep.
which I believe it would have led to that, eventually. But like she was saying, that wasn't the place to put it out. So I don't know. Because if she was saying that wasn't the place to put it out, do you think that's what she was going to bring up at the table?
I think she probably would have sugarcoated it a little more because she could have played it just like, well, I've heard that my name has been in your mouth, but I want to know where you get your information from. Maybe she could have did it something like that because it's kind of odd for her to say that's not the time and place for it, but then you come in for Mackenzie when Mackenzie has something to do with it.
Hmm. So anyway, Mackenzie goes on to deny that that has nothing to do with her, that she don't know what they be talking about and blah blah blah. And I'm like, lies, lies, lies. And Morgan is like, why is your husband so comfortable with you talking to so many men? Where is your husband? Which I think all of us want to know. Where is your husband, Ashley?
Yeah.
And how is he so comfortable with you laying up on the phone with Eric all the time? And Mackenzie in her confessional, again, she's steady trying to defend Ashley. And whole time I'm thinking, you need to watch your own back because you supposedly, from what they say when they put your name up, have a man.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. They said that she was currently in a relationship with someone else. Hold on, let me flip back to my
How do her man feel about her being three doors down from the one she
that's
really
what
wants?
I want to know. I want to know how she sugarcoated that for him. He probably just want her gone. Let me find, where is this heifer at? Morgan. Not Morgan.
McKenna,
What's a Mackenzie? I'm all in the wrong notes. Mackenzie girl, where you at? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I can't find it. I ain't gonna waste time. But yeah, she, according to the thing, when they put her name, I said, oh, she got a man. That's when she went walking the three houses down. I'm like, well, what's she doing staying three houses down and you got a man? Is your man staying there with you? I
child.
doubt it. Anyway, um, let me get on back to where I was. So, uh, yeah, again, I'm with Morgan. Where's your husband and why is he so comfortable with that? And again, Mackenzie need to watch her back with Ashley, but birds of a feather. So I guess ain't really nothing for her to be afraid
Afraid?
of. Is that the same person probably?
Probably.
So Mackenzie offers to leave, and when the Ashley stuff is done, she'll come back. And Morgan is like, Mackenzie, no one's asking you to stay to listen. If you don't want to listen, the doors are there. I was like, but I didn't see her get up. Did you?
No, I did not. So you
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to listen.
You want to listen because you need to be able to have something to run back and tell her.
Exactly.
You just try to on camera let Ashley know I got your back. But
You
child,
know,
please,
I really feel like Ashley needs to be here. She needs to be able to speak to this. She needs to be able to defend herself.
child. Ashley ain't gonna defend herself even when she have a chance to.
Mm-mm.
Dick in
Ashley a
herself.
punk.
She is a big punk. And so we getting ready to see just how much of a punk she is because Ashley and Morgan meet up to talk. Baby, when I say Morgan came walking up like she was ready, for something. She came walking up like a toy soldier, all stiff, and I'm like, girl, please.
Morgan,
But
stay ready.
she stay ready. But I see Ashley was talking about some in her confessional, doing all that walk up stuff. She was talking about how her and Morgan are gonna have to figure out how they can coexist, or one of us is going to have to leave. And I'm like, bye, Ashley,
Yeah,
because
Ashley
you ain't
gets home.
bringing nothing.
Deuces.
Deuces. I'm like, the only thing you bringing is some whores to sleep with married men. You ain't bringing nothing to the show, so you can leave again.
Mm.
Like Morgan told your friend, the doors are over there. So anytime you get ready to leave, you can, and I do believe that she will be, because ain't no way in the world they will keep boring Ashley over Morgan. Ciao, bye.
Yeah.
So Morgan is shaking. You can see her visibly shaking when she's sitting to the table as Ashley walks up, and she got her eyes cut, and she follows her all the way with her eyes, looking at her as she sits down, and her eyes follows her all the way down. I'm just like, this heifer here is crazy. I
Mm.
see why Ashley wore that little jogger, because she knew what was up. She's like, this heifer ain't finna tear up my good clothes. I'm finna go in my sneakers and my jogger so I can run, because she ain't finna fight. So she can run. I'm like, girl, bye. Um, all I know is that Morgan's looks out. My thought was, if looks could kill, Ashley would have been dead 100 times already.
Yeah.
She would have been dead. So we start out, and I'm gonna do each part because I wrote it all down. It's got Morgan. What's up? Ashley, hi. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you? Perfect. That's good. You got something you want to say? I actually don't. You should. You got so much to say behind closed doors. Like what? You got so much to say to Eric. I don't directly. You do? No. I talked to Brianna. Baby, you're a liar. So Ashley in her confessional, she's like, so that's why you brought me here today, to talk about me having conversations with your ex's new girlfriend. I'm like, that new girlfriend better watch you.
Mm-hmm.
She's talking about some, how am I supposed to get to the bottom uh of your book of your BS? And I'm like, by talking to Morgan, you idiot. How are you supposed to get to the bottom of the BS by talking to Eric? That was stupid for her to even say that. I was sitting here like, girl, you're dumber than you look.
Yeah, she thinks she's smarter than she thinks she can outsmart Morgan too.
She really does, but Morgan ain't stupid by a long shot. I'm like, baby, mm-mm. So Morgan goes on and she says, do you talk directly to him? Yes or no? And Ashley's like, sure. No, like trying to brush off. Sure. Yeah, sure I do. And Morgan is like, it's a yes because you're a snake ass bitch. I'm like,
Dun, dun,
oh, she
dun.
said that with venom. I was like, okay. You heard all that Milwaukee come out. And she was like, she said, I was always there for you. I had your back through everything we ever been through. When you came to Milwaukee, who was cool with you? Don't answer. Nobody. But who was though? And Ashley told me, I won't deny that. She's like, you can't deny it. I gave you a chance to talk. You said you didn't have shit to say. So shut the F up and listen. She said the other word. I ain't going that far. And Ashley grabs her purse and exits stage left.
Dun, dun,
I'm done.
dun.
Okay. And she's like, I'm done. And Morgan told me, yeah, I know that's right. Like, what? I was lost. And Ashley told me, I'm going home. And Morgan follows her. And she's talking about, to the car. And as she's following her to the truck, she's like, I thought men and children were off limits. You a fake AB. I never did anything, nothing to you. You brought bees around my man. And Ashley's like, I never brought women around your man. And she's talking about, what? It came out in the divorce. Everything came out in our divorce. Ashley, stop lying. It came out in the divorce, girl. She talking about some, you sticking your nose in business that has nothing to do with you. You're talking about my children. Oh. So this is where I feel like it was somewhat of a confessional, because Ashley says, okay, I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, you just admitted to it.
You just admitted to it. I'm like, what are you leaving alone? Because if that was me, I'm like, I ain't never said nothing about you or your children. So don't come to me with that BS. But no,
And
she
here's
said,
the other thing.
I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, people got to stop putting their mouth on people kids. You
They
think
got
somebody ain't gonna get mad that you talking about the kids? Come on now.
girl, girl, you got better chance talking about me than about my kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And she's talking about some uh Morgan goes on to say, you will leave us alone. And Ashley happy to. And Morgan's like,
That's another
get
admission.
on my nerves. Yes. That B, get on my nerves. F her. And then Ash was like, no one's going to talk to me like that. I'm like, honey, it already happened.
Yeah, it already. She already did.
She did it. She did it. Snail. Slow. And that, people, was the end of the episode. I cannot wait to see episode 2, which comes on tonight. Yes, we late with this review. Sorry. We're going to do better. But I really, really did enjoy this episode, and I'm excited for Basketball Wives Orlando.
Yeah. Right now, they bringing more than the LA girls.
They are definitely bringing more than the LA girls, and I just feel like it's just building. And if I had to rate this episode, I'd give it about an 8.5. I felt like it was a really, really good episode.
Yeah, they came in strong.
They came in strong. So I appreciated this. I'm excited to see what the ladies of Orlando will be bringing. And I'm excited to be doing this review with my sister. And
Yay!
we cannot wait to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Let us know what you thought about some of these heifers and what they got into, and who do you like and who you don't like. Because I want to know. Can we talk in the comments? Let's talk below. And we will definitely respond back with our uh comments as well. Anyway, please again guys, don't forget to like the video, comment below, share it, turn on your notifications, and subscribe to the channel, guys. We would really like to grow this channel. We're very new, and I would really like to get this channel on and popping, and I can't do it unless you help me. So I love talking to you guys, and I cannot wait until our next review, and we will see you on our next video. Bye.
Bye. You gonna end the recording?